I'm on my way. It's Saturday morning. I'm on my way to try Judo class at my gym. I'm a little nervous, to be honest, because Judo is throwing each other on the ground. It's takedowns, throws, all the things. And, really, I have been interested in Judo for longer than I was interested in any of the other martial arts. I'm nervous because I recognize that in learning how to throw, I must also be thrown. That I don't want to be thrown. I remember a couple years back when I had first started doing jiu-jitsu, and I think it was the first rank review I ever went to. And I had only been doing jiu-jitsu in a gi for, 7-8 months. Then they did this thing that it made it seem like it was traditional, that all the high ranks would line up, and then all the very brand new blue belts would go down the line, and they would have to get thrown by each high rank. And it was something, it's like a rite of passage for the new blue belts. I remember watching that going, is this what I get to look forward to? Like, cool to learn how to do that, but and as you got higher up in rank, because you line up in rank order, the throws got more and more effective, if that makes sense. Master Dream was up there in his, nth degree black belt, and he just took someone's hand and went flick, and they went, and I'm like, well, I want to learn that, but ow. They stopped doing that tradition after that time. I don't know why. I'm okay with that because a lot of the black belts that we have are really tall, and I am not really tall. So that means that's a long way for me to go. I'm looking forward to learning the throwing techniques, but I'm a little apprehensive about getting thrown. I'm just going to have to trust the instructor. I'll have to find a partner that I am matched size-wise with, but I also don't want to take away from someone else's learning because they have to go easier and softer on me because I'm new to this particular discipline. So one of my biggest concerns and fears that I've always held pretty much my whole life, but it especially comes out in this martial arts sport that I have now been a part of for about 4 years, is the fear of getting injured. But I still did it. I was just, held back in some regards. And holding back, that's been an MO of mine since I was a kid. Just holding back in certain things for the fear of what have you. But I do watch a lot of my fellow female martial artists in class and in open mats just going for it. They'll roll with anybody, big or small. They're just the bravery, and they're lower ranked, higher ranked, new, like brand new, younger, and I admire that a lot, and I'm trying to take inspiration from that. Being engaged in this kind of contact sport, I think, has helped me overcome a lot of that fear and worry, and it's one of the reasons why I'm going to Judo. We'll see, though. I'm excited. My take on the Judo class this morning. I really enjoyed it. So I get in there, and I'm so used to lining up in jiu-jitsu class in rank order, and I see a couple of white belts, and so I'm a blue belt. So I get in there, I get in between, and then I happen to glance to my left at one of the white belts, who in jiu-jitsu is like a black belt, and I was like, okay. And like just as soon as I got in there, we dismissed to start practicing or do a warm-up. So I'm like, thank God I'm not staying there forever looking like an idiot. Realizing at that moment, oh, of course, Judo has a different ranking system. Of course it does. It's a whole different discipline. So, learn something new. We do warm-ups, so right away he's got us running laps around the gym floor, which is great because I hadn't warmed up at all, but like didn't even run for very long before I was like I found two gentlemen that I recognize and that I know, and so I'm like, hey, can I work in with you? And so they're like, sure. And I'm very timid about falling And so I'm like totally falling in slow motion. I know I'm doing it wrong. It is super clumsy. And I'm asking my partner, I'm like, it's like, I know I'm not doing well. And he's like, just commit to it, commit to it. I'm like, all right, I need to commit to it. But like, I couldn't make my brain throw myself on the ground without like, anyway. And we're talking about these things that are sort of reminiscent of jiu-jitsu, but so also very different. And it's like I'm learning, like the Madonna's "Like a Virgin" kept popping into my head, because I'm like, I know nothing. The instincts, I couldn't find the crossover between jiu-jitsu instincts, which I'm still developing quite a bit, and like judo instincts, because I don't have any of those yet. But I enjoyed it. This is one of those where you have to step with this foot and turn this way and pull this way and step this way, and you have to do it all at the same time. And I'm like, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it was hard. My poor partner, but he was so good. Mind is blown. I'm glad I went, and I'll go again, and I'll try to get my girlfriends to come with me, so I think they would like it too.